All right, I think we are live. I'm just going to double check really quick. If you are seeing this on live, say hello to us. I'm so excited for you guys to hear a little bit about detox today. Today's actually my last day of my second round of detox. Yay, we're live. Okay, everything's perfect. And
Yay.
so I was actually getting my acupuncture this last Monday. And this is Ashley. She is my acupuncturist. She came alongside me last year when I was going through cancer and was a huge blessing that somebody actually, my massage therapist, Sylvia and Leticia, recommended her to me. And as soon as I met Ashley, it felt so natural and like this is the right approach. And we did every single week while I was going through chemo. Now I'm down to once a month because I'm just in maintenance. But I loved being able to do acupuncture with you, Ashley, and you are so full of knowledge and so helpful and like such a calm spirit to be around.
Aw, thank
So
you so much.
no, I really do mean it. And so if you guys are in South Florida, this is Ashley. She is an amazing acupuncturist. She's also really good in Eastern medicine and understanding like hormones and women and our bodies. And so if you are looking for somebody like that, definitely reach out to Ashley. I'll put all of her information in the comments below, but you can find her on Instagram at Inner Jade Holistics. She always puts up really great content. You might have heard her once on our podcast, Bless Mama Bosses, as well. She's been a guest and did an episode last fall about why to do acupuncture and also gave some great breath work ideas and things that you can do to lower your stress levels. So that was a really awesome podcast too. So I asked Ashley what she thought about our detox when it first came out, and she was interested in it and actually did it. So I asked her if she'd hop on here today and just share a little bit about her results. But before I have Ashley talk, let me just tell you guys what this is if you've never seen it before. So this is Thrive, the company that I work with, and I'm obsessed with their vitamin supplements. You guys have probably seen that, but if somebody hit the share button with you today, you might not have heard me talk about it before. We are a non-GMO, gluten-free, plant-based vitamin supplement company that is premium quality. So that means like normally when you go into like Whole Foods or CVS, you're buying commercial grade. We are premium, which is only 2% of people in the United States. And we only source here in the United States on those organic farms here locally in America. That way we can keep the efficacy very high. So that's really exciting. And then they just came out with this detox last fall. And those of you that have followed my journey, you know, I went through cancer. And one of the things that a holistic nurse that I was working with suggested was doing a detox for heavy metals after chemo. And so when this came out, I immediately was so excited because this is a heavy metal detox, but also focuses on your lymph nodes, your liver, and your kidney. And Ashley, maybe you can start with that really quick. First, like give us a little background on you, but then maybe just share with everybody, like, why would that even be important? If you're already, I don't know anybody who's really honestly eating completely good all the time, right? I
Yeah.
eat pretty good now, but then I still mess up here and there.
Yeah.
Plus the toxins that are in our environment. And for me, I think the most toxic thing isn't something I eat. I actually think it's stress. And, you know, some of it's happy stress, like taking my kids all over the place, right? And going to do those things, but it does cause stress in my body. So I would love for you to share a little bit about who you are and then why people should even think about a detox.
Okay. Oh, well, you gave me a beautiful introduction. Thank you so much for that. I've been studying in Eastern medicine and practicing for the last 6 years. Before that, I was really heavy into nutrition. That's really what made me love the human body and really learning more about that. I had my own like chronic headaches, chronic digestive issues. So my own health is really what propelled me into just natural medicine. And I just have grown more and more between nutrition, Chinese medicine, functional medicine, and just grown and just learn as much as I can because it's just an abundance of information. And our bodies are just so unique and so fascinating. For detoxing, I've actually been detoxing since I was 19. I started with the Master Cleanse. If anyone has ever heard of that, it's lemon juice, cayenne pepper, and grade B maple syrup, which is now just grade A maple syrup robust because they changed the name on the bottle. But when I learned about why you should cleanse your body, we are constantly exposed to either the environment, water, air, the food that we eat. Even if you have a perfect diet, you're still exposed to toxins because we live in a modern society. So you want to do the best you can to support your body. And yes, your body naturally detoxes. That's why we have kidneys, we have liver, we have the lymphatic system. Your body naturally detoxes. But if you're having symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, digestive problems, things like that, you still need to help support your body to do these natural detoxification methods. So since I was 19, like I said, I've done so many different detoxes. I've done juice cleanses and different products, and they were never really based off of heavy metals. And that's something that I've been researching more and more about the last year. And when you mentioned the heavy metal detox that you've been doing, my ears perked up. I was like, oh, tell me more. I'd love to get more information about what these products are. And you've always kind of talked about Thrive and how they're a clean product. And because I work with patients all day long, they're always asking me for recommendations of, good supplements, because if they'll either go to Whole Foods or they'll go to Vitamin Shop and try to buy some supplements. And some are good, some are not so good. And I realized that a lot of people don't even know how to read the label and what are you really looking for in a product. So you were kind enough to share your detox that you've been doing. And I just looked at the ingredients of like, wow, these are just clean ingredients. This is something I would take. And I never would want to recommend something to my patients that I have not, one, already tried, two, I wouldn't even take it because it's not a clean product. So I was super excited when I looked at the ingredients. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's gluten-free. Let's go. It's a clean product. It was super easy. It was probably the easiest detox I've done, I think. I think I've also done really extreme detoxes, which is not necessarily for everyone. And it's not necessarily something that you should do right out of the gate. Like if you've never done a detox before, don't hop on to the master cleanse or hop on to a juice fast, because that could be really just very difficult for your body. So having different methods of detoxification and supporting your body with different products and having like a structure and having like these baby steps is great. And I am notoriously bad at taking my supplements and my herbs. And I know they say the worst doctors are the doctors that can't doctor themselves. So I loved how the detox that you shared with me, they come in these little packets. So I had my morning one in the kitchen right next to my water, and I had my PM one on my nightstand, and I actually took them every single day. I could not believe how consistent I was because it was in these little pouches. It was so easy. Overall, I felt really good on them. I think the first day I felt a little tired, which is normal when you're detoxing. Around day 3, I started getting a headache, and I realized I was not drinking enough. So that was your body just saying, hey, you need to slow down, make sure you're drinking water and you're sleeping enough, because those are super vitally important steps when you're detoxing, is to allow your body to actually rest and recuperate, and giving your body the tools that it needs to actually effectively detox during these 10 days. So I was super happy about the entire journey. I think around day 8, my metabolism actually revved up. I could feel how my appetite increased, which is something that I've struggled with my entire life. Is just my digestion has always been kind of sluggish. Food kind of just sits there. And an important thing to note, I think, when you're detoxing is not only the products that you're using during your detox, but your mindset and how you're looking at your overall life and day-to-day activity, and bringing that and carrying that over past your detox. It's not just 10 days. It's, okay, well, what am I doing after these 10 days? I'm going to continue to eat these clean, healthy foods. And just those first 8 days, my metabolism revved up, my appetite. I was hungry for breakfast. I was hungry for lunch. And I know that this is not a problem for everybody of not having an appetite, but this was like a eureka moment. I was so excited that I was hungry and I was ready to eat my meals. And that is a sign that your body is working optimally. Your body is responding in a positive way of, okay, I am ready for my nutrient dense meal. and carrying that after. And it gives you such a great mindset after a detox. That's why I like doing a detox once a year at least. You can maybe do twice a year, depending on, what's going on with your health and chronic issues. But that is like a reset button for your body and for your mind, because you don't want to just focus on your body. You want to include your mind and spirit in this whole process. And then that gives you this platform to really carry on these healthy habits in your life.
I love that. I didn't even think about the mental component, because I do my gratitudes every day. I'm, really focused on my mental stuff. And so I didn't even think about talking about that with my customers who are getting on this product. So I love that you brought that up. I'll make sure I reiterate that. And I also love the fact that you were talking about like having lots of water, right? Like you really need the water to flush the toxins out and allow the product to work. It's almost like your organs are working a little bit overtime, right? Because they're trying to detox.
Exactly.
And so you've got to really look at it like that, like you're really taking care of them. So I actually recommend drinking 100 ounces of water if you can, just during this, each day. Obviously, like I have a cup like this, so I try to drink 2 of these. They're 50 ounces. So try to drink the first one before noon and the next one before 7. Because if I drink after 7, I'm waking up all night long. So I know that about myself. So that's one really great thing. And then I also, for you, Ashley, I know like, I'm vegan now. Veganish. I mess up every once in a while, but I know that you eat animal products. So how was it for you to take that 10 days of resting your body from any animal or dairy products?
Yes. Well, I think a little context. I was vegan for 5 years.
Right.
And I was pesco-vegetarian for another 2 years. And that's kind of my happy place. I don't eat pork or red meat. And I stay away from dairy, because those are, I know for me, really inflammatory. And because of my family history of colon cancer, I want to stay away from the red meats, because that does increase your chances of getting these cancers. Yeah. So for me, it is more about eating nutrient-dense foods. And I don't make animal products a staple in my meal plan. I make it more of a side option. Like, yes, I do have some chicken, I do have some turkey, and some wild-caught fish and eggs. So that is the animal product portion of my diet. So it's not 100% all animal products. Mm-hmm. So for me, for 10 days, it was kind of like going back to what I did before of being totally vegan. It wasn't too difficult for me. It actually gave my digestion, I think, a break. And I was eating foods that were easily digestible. Mm-hmm. And I think that was part of why my metabolism revved up. It just kind of gave your body a break, especially when it is working, doing this detox. And that's probably why I felt that rev towards the end and not at the beginning, because your body has time to flush things out. I think on your Facebook group, you have tons of great options for meals for people that don't have a history of, being vegan and knowing what to eat. That's a great option. I was having a chia pudding for my snacks, and I was doing baked apples for my breakfast. It was so good. It was the highlight of my day. It seems really simple. So good.
Your famous soup that you gave me the recipe for last year is in there too, you guys. It's such a great soup. I think I changed a couple of things, or maybe took out the chicken. Yeah. But it's such a great soup, you guys. And I really love that one. It's in there. So what Ashley is referring to, in case you have not done the detox yet, once you purchase the detox with myself or anybody that's part of my community, we end up adding you into this Facebook group that we created that is free for you, where we have literally a full 10-day recipe plan. If you want to be completely plant-based, if you want, the company does allow you to have eggs and fish. So if you decide, I just can't do it, I've got to have something, that's okay. We have some meal ideas for you as well in there. We have smoothie ideas. We have positive motivation in there. And it's just an accountability group for you to be able to not only get the resources, but also have the encouragement and also see what it's been doing for other people, because some people are dropping like lots of weight. Some people, are just having really great achievements. And one of the biggest things that our company says, and Ashley, I know you can touch on this too, is once a 10-day is complete, then you want to slowly start implementing things back in to see what does bother your system, because everybody's system is different, and it's based on different times of your life and the environment and the stress levels and things that are going on around you. Like you might have been able to eat chicken when you were younger, and now chicken makes your stomach, expand, and you can tell that you're bloated every time you eat it. Or maybe like one of my kids, he literally can tell if he drinks milk or eats ice cream or has any dairy product, his nose gets stuffy immediately. So like he has figured that out, right? So now he's like, Mom, can you make sure you have oat milk? It's my 17-year-old. Like he knows this. He'll cheat with cheese, but that's about it. He tries really hard not to have milk or ice cream or yogurts because his nose gets stuffed up right away. So knowing and understanding your own body is really important. I don't think there's a fix all for everybody, right? It's like people have reached out to me, those of you that are maybe going through cancer or have family members, and you're like, tell me how to go vegan and what you did. Well, that worked for me. I can't promise it's going to work for everybody, but I can tell you one thing. Fiber is really important for everybody. And I love that you touched on the colon cancer thing. That's, I think, another really big reason why detox once or twice a year is so important, is because you're flushing out your digestive system, and all cancers are linked to the gut, right? It's a blockage somewhere in your body, and then things start to grow, and then you have an overgrowth of it. And so it's so important. I've learned so much over the last year about fiber, and why when people say like they go vegan or they're eating these huge superfood salads and having smoothies and juices and all those things, why are they doing that? Because they know that number one, they need to clean out the bacteria in their gut, get the good bacteria rebalanced, but also it's allowing your body to eliminate and, get rid of things. That's so important. So Ashley, how do you recommend getting back on things after the 10 days?
Well, I would say to add things in, you really want to keep your foundation of these whole foods, fruits, vegetables, tons of salads, like all this roughage, because it pulls all these toxins out of your intestines and brings it out. That's why it's so important to have fiber, is because it actually it just grabs everything and pulls it out. So keeping those staples, and then one thing at a time, you have this intuition of, that there are some things that might not be good for me. And it's not that they're not good, but for you in your individual body, you might not be able to digest it. You might get a stuffy nose or a headache from certain foods. So I would say those things that you think might be a trigger, add one in per week. So it's a slow process, but it's definitely worth it. And it'll give you a clear cut, this is what's causing me a problem. And now you're aware of it, so you can try to stay away from it as much as possible. Yeah. So one item per week. Keep a nice baseline of lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, just clean foods that are not from a package.
Awesome. I love that. So I do have one more question for Ashley before we go, but I want to tell you guys as we're wrapping up, if you're interested in learning more about the detox, please feel free to reach out to me or whoever shared this video with you. If you live in South Florida and you want to learn more about acupuncture or see how Ashley can help you with whatever health things you have going on, I will put in the comments below her Instagram, and or you can reach out to me personally, and I will give you her phone number for you to reach out to her as well, and be able to get in touch with Ashley that way. But Ashley, I remember, wasn't this last time when you were over, it might have been the time before, but you were telling me, so obviously you guys, I eat a lot of vegetables every day, right? And you were saying in the winter, sometimes it's better to switch up your raw vegetables and have steamed or cooked vegetables instead. And I can't remember why, but I've been telling a lot of people this, and they've all been like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to find out the answer. So Can you explain that to us a little bit? Because I know people are like, well, salad's easy. It's easy to grab. But you guys, I do, twice a week, I do meal prep for myself. And I cook a ton on that little like Japanese steamer thing that you put on top of your like frying pan. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I use that, and I make cauliflower, broccoli, and yellow squash and green beans. And I'll just steam them, and I have a ton, and I keep it in containers, you guys. And then if I want to warm it up, if I'm in a rush, I warm it up in the microwave. But if I'm not in a rush, I'll throw it in a frying pan with some coconut amino acids. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious, you guys. So maybe share a little bit of that, because I know a salad sounds faster and easier, but it really could be prepared, and it's actually even faster with the steamed vegetables.
So that's a great question. And we tend to rely on, well, if you're going to eat healthy, that means you're going to eat a lot of salads. And that's not necessarily true. And some people actually don't feel good eating a lot of raw vegetables and eating a lot of cold salads. So we're going to jump into the Chinese medicine point of view here, where these things are cold in nature. So not only is their temperature cold, but a lot of them are very cooling to your body. So in the summertime or in the springtime, is not a bad idea to have these things. And then as fall and winter come about, the temperature, the seasons, our body and the year, our entire life runs off of a cycle. So we should be able to eat things that are seasonal. So are salads seasonal in the wintertime? Not so much. That's not how we would naturally grow our food. But because of just our modern society, we're able to have these things year round, which is great, but we're not cycling our foods, which is great for our microbiome diversity. We want to constantly be changing our foods and implementing these different bacteria into our digestive tract. So you want to be able to cycle your foods, where in the spring and summer, more raw foods, and in the fall and the summer, have more stews, pressure cook some like a vegetable soup, or things that are more warming and more nurturing in that way. So that would be the general point of view. But if you're having problems digesting raw and cold salads, then I would say just stay away from it and just focus on the soups and the stews, because that's going to really warm up your digestion and heal your digestion that way, and stay away from the colder things. So if you know you're having a reaction to it, then just stay away from it and just focus on cooked foods.
Love that. And if you guys got any value out of today, do me a favor, screenshot this live and tag Inner Jade Holistics on Instagram. You can tag me too. I'm at Blair Critch 2, the numeral 2. And let us know what you got out of it. Like, what was your key, takeaways or something you learned from it? And remember, if you want any information on the detox, feel free to reach out to me directly. Ashley, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's awesome. You guys have a great day. Make it a great day for others. Hey,
have a great day.
Now, drop in the comments below, what's one thing you're grateful for today?